All I say is God bless America, because we really need it right about now.
Every hour on the hour, when we listen and gain our knowledge and power, we turn to the no bullshit hour.
No bullshit! No bullshit! No bullshit!
Oh my, let's just breaking news. No more bullshit! No more bullshit!
No bullshit!
Boy, you should have heard the
Ooh-wee.
pre-show with these two women. I thought they were
Stuff.
Spicy, man.
yeah.
It's all good, Charlie.
Oh, it
it's
is.
all good.
You two, I know, would be besties, but like that's. Let me start it this way. Today's program is about Americans, for Americans. Brought to you, of course, by American Coney Island, a flagship store, the heart of Detroit, at Michigan and Lafayette. We've been, as we told you, remember 9/11 for a few months, because it means more to me and it means more to the people with me here today than a little show on CNN next week. So I want to begin with this, a remembrance of my pal Eddie, one of the greatest photographers of the second half of the 20th century, who today is battling melanoma of the brain. He's in Sloan Kettering. Pretty sure he caught that from ground zero, all the days we spent there. So let's remember Eddie for a second here. My friend Eddie Keating, the photographer. Every day we were together. It was our duty to chronicle this. He won the Pulitzer Prize for his photography. He has brain cancer now. We both think it's probably from ground zero. Eddie Keating and I, by this time, this is spring. The working people thought it important that we be there, so they gave us credentials to be there with them, the operating engineers, right? The helmet and your credentials. And Eddie Keating, the baddest fucking photographer I ever met, man. I watched that guy get chased off by the Hells Angels. Eddie Keating got snatched up by the Serbs during the Bosnian-Serbian War. Eddie Keating did not believe at all in a zoom lens. Eddie Keating believed you have to walk the lens in. You have to fill the frame. That's what he was all about. Like this. Oh, your cigarette, little Leica. So that day, we're told they found 100 firefighters huddled together. Oh my God, right? That's a historic moment. So, the police, the fire chiefs, the Port Authority official, I mean, they're all the heavyweights are there. Everything stops. And Keating's there with his helmet and his badge and his cigarette and his little surreptitious Leica. And he starts walking in. So Mahancho over here goes, "Hey, who the fuck are you?" Click, click. Off he goes. I say, shit. I try to get him released. That ain't happening. He had every right for all of us to be there. So now, Eddie's gonna be in a hoosegow. Eddie's in trouble, right? So I get on the subway, I go back to Times Square. I got to tell the editors, hey man, Keating just got busted. I get out of the subway in Times Square, and you know that ribbon that goes around one Times Square, you know the ball drops, that ribbon? It's the AP, says New York Times, Edward Keating arrested for trespassing at ground zero. I mean, he was, he was a national scandal. And that guy and I, every day and every night that was possible, we were there. We were up in the construction buckets, getting the aerials with the iron workers. They knew what we were doing. They wanted us to write their names down for history. And there was one guy, big ironworker, big dude, forget his name, scared me, never liked me. Fucking press, the fucking press. Nobody likes the press. And it was the night they took the last piece, day 364, out of the hole. And it was over. And then everybody went to the bar, and I went to a guy named Eddie, and I go, Eddie, this is what I promised you. Here's the piece. And I wrote it. Let the record reflect. The Rindley brothers were here, the McCormicks, right? All those families. And I read it to the bar. And I went into my corner because I don't belong to the iron workers or any of the rest of them. And big dude says, hey, LeDuff. And he slid a whiskey all the way down the wood, all the way across the bar, didn't spill a drop, and it stopped right in front of me. I didn't even know he knew my name. I don't think I've had a better drink in my life. I'll never forget you. Never.
I get all broken up. Wow. All right, look, we could do Afghanistan. I think we've covered that. We can talk about abortion, all that. I don't want to today. It's Labor Day. This program is dedicated to love and those who labor. Those who love and those who labor, this is for you. I'm pleased today that we have joining us Detroit Battalion Chief Mike Nevin, off duty, of course, on his own time. He doesn't speak for the fire department. And a very dear and longtime friend of mine, Marion Fontana. She's the founding. Do you go by Fontana still?
Yeah. Yep.
Her husband died at Ground Zero. David Fontana, firefighter at Squad 1, very specialized rescue people. He gave it for all of us. Marion is the founding president of the 911 Widows and Victims Family Association. She's an actress. She's an author. She's a comedian. She's a mother. And she's my friend. And thanks for being here, Marion. I know probably you got a billion calls.
No, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, so we'll get to that, but let me just give you a word for those making this program possible. There's, of course, Luke Nowacki, good friend of mine, over at my house last night. Not only is he a wealth manager who can help you navigate your life, the guy's helping me read documents from the government trying to hide things from us about money, about COVID, about responses. He's at my house late on a Thursday night helping me read. He can help you get your finances in order and your kid to college. You call him at 248-663-4748. Get advice, get a strategy. Call Luke Nowacki at Pinnacle Wealth, 248-663-4748. I would like to tell you, Luke, I love you, brother.
An investment.
And remember, if you need help with construction, deconstruction, demolition, rehabilitation, project management, owner representative services, technology, the power's out, it's flooded again, trouble with City Hall, all of that, call ADR. You call Barry Ellentuck for free consultation at 248-318-9424. Again, Barry Ellentuck at 248-318-9424. And I'd like to say today, I love you, brother. And finally, Hall Financial closes the majority of their loans in 8 business days or fewer. Rates are at an all-time low. Housing stock's out there. If you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell, it's the perfect moment now. Loans don't require an appraisal with Hall Financial, so that saves you nearly $1,000. Get pre-approved the same day. Call 248-308-5000 or go to davidhallmortgage.com. And again, David, we've talked, so I don't love you, man, but I respect you, and thanks for supporting the program, bro. Okay. So, Mike, happy Labor Day, brother.
Happy Labor Day.
What do you say about 9/11? Happy 9/11? What do you say?
I thought your opening piece was excellent. I could put a different perspective on it as far as how we feel. And Miss Marion,
Yeah, Marion.
God bless you and your guys. Where's Squad 1 at?
It's in Brooklyn, in Park Slope.
So those guys were okay. We went to Squad 3 like 5 or 6 days after it happened. We had 20 guys from Detroit there.
Because you're from Squad 3 in Detroit. You went
Right.
to Squad 3 in New York.
But they were trying to get the New York guys out of there because they wouldn't leave. And Mike Ilitch paid for our rooms at the W. Budweiser paid for our vans, and we got there on the down low, quiet. But no film, no cameras. People were calling us, "Are you guys leaving?" No media, and I know how the guys feel. And I feel that way at fires too sometimes. You know, you're doing your job and you see the shutter bugs there, and you just get the fuck out of here for a minute. Will you give us a second?
Yeah.
And when you start finding your buddies and stuff like that, we didn't take any pictures when we were there, and we said if anybody pulls a camera out, you're done. But I think back now, and I'm like, God damn, I'm glad those guys were there to document the massive. You don't understand what that was unless you saw it. And I remember putting my feet at the hole there, and I was looking down at an old battalion chief. I'm the old guy now, but he said, "What do you think, kid?" And I just said, I don't know what to think. It looked like Godzilla walked through there.
Yeah.
And then to know that those guys made it to the 78th or 8th or whatever floor and listen to those radio transmissions later, years later, that weren't released until 10 years later.
Oh, by the way, radios that didn't work.
A lot of them didn't work.
In the building. So how I come to know Mike is, in 2008, I come back to Detroit, and I'm looking for a story. I don't know anybody, but I learned about firefighters in New York, and I knew instantly I was gravitating to the Detroit Fire Department. And I meet these guys, and the radios, this is 7 years later. The radios don't penetrate cement walls. The boots have holes in them. The rigs are leaking water. Like your bunker gear's covered in carbon. And I'm like, this is some third world bullshit.
Oh, we were a mess. Absolute mess. And I remember the first day I met you. I mean, we talked about, it's in your book, your little pad and everything. It's another reporter. But I did some research on you. But I just wanted to end with, we were the New York City Trade Center emergency thing. We were certified. We went through all that. And this is before the military got there. But those were the baddest motherfuckers on the planet ever. Because
I want to show something here.
They were just the baddest dudes ever.
If you're listening, you can't see, I'll describe it, but I want to hold it up. This was made by my friend at the New York Times. It's every firefighter that perished that day working on your behalf, running into a smoking skyscraper. They gave their lives. 343?
343.
I remember 343. Marion, I think Dave is over here on the left.
Yep.
Yep.
I have that.
Right. What a handsome, dreamy dude.
I know, and that's not even a great picture. It's like if your passport photo became what everyone saw of you for the next 20 years.
We don't take good photos.
No, that's not true. But it's, if someone used my license photo to memorialize me for the rest of my life.
That'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
But that's kind of what happened with the guys. They used their Proby photos. So
your
photo is in just about every firehouse in the city of Detroit.
I remember the guy drafting this up and asking my advice on it.
Wow.
This was on my wall for so many years, and I think it was one of the anniversaries, and it just got to be too much, and I took it down.
Right.
And today I realized how much I love it and what it means to me and what it should mean to us all, because even if you weren't there, they're with you and you don't know it. This guy here, let me see. Chaplain Michael Judge.
Yep.
Chaplain Michael Judge was the first victim to be recovered on 9/11. He was doing the Lord's Prayer. He was in the second tower. No, he was in the first tower. And then the plane hit and it created shrapnel and killed him. He was asking the Lord to please stop it, put it out, right? And he died, and he's kind of like a saint. And I want to say this. He was gay. And why do I say that? What's that got to do with anything? what it means is we come in all stripes, right? He's in a very macho surrounding, the New York Fire Department. He was highly respected and loved. If anybody out there still got a problem, you don't got to hate. Hate's what got us here. Hate. They hit us, we hit them, we going for 20 years, we're out, they hit us. Where are we going? Learn the lesson. What I could tell you today about labor and what I got to know about people like this, people like Marion, people like Mike, really substantial people. So if you feel down, just know it won't collapse. There's people out there, and that's what it is. Today's about, I love you, dude.
I love you too.
And I want, hey, Marion, I love you. Let me tell you about the clickety click. So Marion, her husband dies. Half of Squad 1 in Brooklyn dies. And they're going to, a couple days later, shut the house down. And it's right in the middle of Park Slope. Very tight-knit, close community. Dave actually lived in Park Slope, right? And I met her there. New York Times, and just a woman just shocked. Right, Marion? I mean, I don't even, I can't explain what you were feeling. What were you feeling?
Oh God. I don't know. The whole world was upside down then. And I think I was just in a daze. And I think it took years before I came out of that daze. I was mortified they were closing his firehouse, because that's where I'd go for information and to talk to the guys, where my neighbors came. But I understood why they were doing it was because, what you were saying before, they were special operations, and they were a highly trained division of the fire department, and nearly, 87 guys from those specialized departments were missing, and they didn't have enough manpower to keep the firehouse open. But I'm really glad that my neighborhood showed up and we were able to protest and keep the firehouse open. All the firefighters were willing to come work there and keep it open. And to this day, it's still there, and it wouldn't be there had we all not gathered around then. So
yeah, and you weren't sure that everybody was dead. Yeah,
no, it was very early on.
It was too soon, and that's when I met her, and that's when I got close. I was much closer to you than you were to me. Again, you're going through everything, you just unimaginable stuff. But I was really attached, and being the New York Times guy and her being the widow, all of a sudden this thing started to grow. All of a sudden you became the leader, because a couple weeks or months, maybe a month later, there was a bunch of gold under Deutsche Bank, and they got the gold out, right, Marion?
Yep.
And then they wanted to turn it into not a rescue operation, just recovery, just bulldoze it out and clean it out. And you called me and go, what do we do? I go, here's what we do. You get the widows. You get them down there. I'll get the cameras there. And you stop that too. And so because of you, this is what you're watching a woman blossom into a superwoman. We recovered everybody we could. We got something beautiful built there. You got the Survivors Fund going. My buddy Eddie is in the hospital dying. He's going to need it. It's there for him. And I want to tell you on behalf of, I hope I never need it, but I am so proud to know you.
Oh, thank you. I was just one of many people who established different things. I mean, there were so many people doing so many things, but thank you. That's very sweet. I didn't think about the world was spinning so fast. I mean, there were a lot of people doing incredible things, especially the firefighters that were there, looking for my husband's body, and all the guys and all the people that were missing. And now they're all sick, and now they need our help. And so it's just been it's hard to believe that 20 years later, we're still dealing with all the things we're dealing with. And it's kind of not something I realized then.
So Marion, can I ask, what do you do to keep going and not to succumb under the sadness and the burden of what took place 20 years ago? I mean, on one hand, you don't want to forget, But on the other hand, given the constant, I guess, emergence of new problems, you're never able to heal.
Well, I think you're right. And I don't think it was healthy to keep going. I mean, I couldn't even date really because of it. And so I had to pass the torch, which I did. There's a lot of other widows that are doing, Jenny McNamara, who lost her husband to cancer. He got from being there, started working with the Zadroga Fund. And, so I passed the torch. I haven't been involved directly in 9/11 stuff for quite some time because you're right. I think it would have ruined me. And I don't think Dave would have wanted me to not live my life. And I don't think it was fair to my son, to become this. I'm not a victim. So I don't see myself as a victim. I didn't want to be a victim for the rest of my life. So I had to kind of move forward.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say move on because you don't move on.
Can I ask you this? This is really the one I personally want to ask, and I'm doing it out loud. And if you don't want to answer, you think it's inappropriate, just tell me. So I profiled that firehouse and you and your family and your son and Sean Cummings and everybody. And it was the weirdest experience because it was a complete and utter nightmare. And here's this reporter keeps showing up. And it's not like somebody writes a book a year later. It's showing up in real time. Some people are glomming on to me like, I need you. And then the firehouse, Mike. A lot of guys are like, get the fuck out of here. How dare, fuck you. So
Yeah.
I couldn't take it. I was having a breakdown and I wanted to stop. And the New York Times kind of like, not threaten me, but you have to do all the way to the end. And I said, okay, I'll show you, motherfucker. I'll tell you what to do. The 5-year-old kid, Aiden Fontana, your boy, your and Dave's boy. I said, okay, you want me to use these people? I tell you, I'm going to use them. I'm going to profile the boy. And I don't mean it that way.
Right. No, I know what you mean.
And she let me hang out with the boy in his own words and everything. So he's going down to school in the neighborhood and he grabs my hand. And he holds my hand. He shows me his classroom. And he's such a wonderful boy. And we talked about a few weeks ago, Marianne. They couldn't find Dave's body, but the boy needed closure. So they had a big funeral for Dave, like thousands of firefighters. He's in a car. They're saluting him like he's like a Kennedy boy. And then a couple of weeks later, they found Dave's body. So the first funeral was, just for him. There was nothing in the coffin. So then they have to bury Dave again. And then, of course, Dave's a surfer, so they're going to spread his ashes. So the kid, Aiden, went through 3 funerals of his dad. And I've always thought about him, Marion, from that day. And I wondered this. What he must think about death.
Mm.
Can you?
Well, he's actually turned out, he's 25 now. And he's very philosophical. I really actually like the person he's become. Not everyone can say that about their kids, but I can. He's been through a lot. He had a lot of PTSD and trauma, and he's really worked on himself. He's been in therapy. He's, really, and he's very, and my sister passed away last year. So we've had a lot of loss. He's lost friends. So for a young person, he's lost a lot. And he has a very healthy, I think, way of handling death. He knows it's a part of life, and he knows that life is for the living and you have to live it fully. And he's not scared of it the way he's not scared to talk about it, which is something I feel proud of, that we didn't stop talking about Dave. I mean, not just his death, but I talked about his life more than anything. And I think I made it comfortable for him to talk about death and think about death, because in our culture, it's not really allowed. And so I feel like he's got a really healthy perspective, even though his life was just unusual in that way, that he was the focus of media. He doesn't like media attention anymore.
Right.
I think that's rough. I think you messed him up that way, Charlie. No, I'm just kidding. I think he really, it's the 20th anniversary, and of course there's 1,000 things going on in New York. And I asked him what he wanted to do, and he said, I just want to be on a beach alone with you, where Dad used to surf, and that's what we're doing. Our world's become much quieter, much smaller, And I think we're both much happier for that.
Give him my best.
Marion, woman to woman, that's a testament to the mother that you are.
Oh,
So
thank you.
I'm telling you it is, because the conversations that you've had with him and the strength that you've shown, that's where he absorbed that from. And so, you may not want to do it, but you deserve a pat on the back.
Oh, thank you.
Mom
Thank
to
you.
mom.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think I would never want this, but I was blessed that, I had a lot of support from all the widows. I mean, we're all raising our kids alone, and there was a lot of solidarity there, that it's the hardest job in the world to raise a kid, and to do it alone when you didn't sign up for that is probably definitely, I would say, one of the hardest things I've ever done, for sure.
And there's
so
no
thank
book
you.
for it. Yeah.
Hey, tell that boy of yours that the book I wrote, Work and Other Sins, where those stories are in it.
I gave him that. I gave it to him.
Guess what? It's being reissued in Polish
Oh, wow. Good
this
for
month.
you.
No, good for you. It never forget. It does go on. Your young man carries it, and it will go on for a long time. And just a dude from nowhere, Joy Road and Wayne Road. If you told me that growing up, I would never believe you. So I'm very blessed. So let's move from those that have passed to those living doing the job, Mike. PTSD. It's an everyday thing. Talk to me about specifically the Detroit Fire Department, what you guys are going through, and do you get any? There's been a lot of suicides lately. Are you guys getting any? You're not pieces of meat, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
What's going on? What's going on in Detroit Fire Department?
We're really a weird dynamic. And what people are missing is the fact that the Detroit City public safety workers suffered a bankruptcy. So on top of the fires, shootings, stabbings, beatings, car wrecks, rescues, chasing the bad guys and all that other stuff, we're trying to pay our bills. Nobody came in and helped us manage. We're supposed to focus on public safety 24/7.
Yeah.
We're supposed to deal with what we see. And in Detroit, we have small departments, and we see more. We are exposed to more runs, more. And Detroit at that time, the firefighters took on MFR, medical first responder. So we're doing medical, fire. We're doing it all.
OD, abused babies.
We use more Narcan than Walgreens. Anyways, so we are, we haven't recovered from the bankruptcy financially yet, to be quite honest. That hardship with the families and paying your bills and wondering if your kids are going to get the shoes or the bike they want for Christmas and all. And then going into this stuff and nobody there to help process that. And I, obviously I was the ex-union guy, blabbermouth Nevin, always on TV and stuff. Filed lawsuits for PTSD, tried to get our guys help. It doesn't really, I've seen guys in the firehouse in the corner, hanging onto the drain pipe, crying after 3 children were pulled out of a building. Big, tough guys that you don't want to see. It's like, dude, what are you doing? It's like, I've seen there, been there. And when Marion was talking about 9/11 and all that, and I remember getting home. I drove the last van and I had to take it back in the morning. I sat in my driveway and I said, after what I saw, how can I walk into my fucking house and be like normal? Like, it was so abnormal. That incident was so abnormal that I don't even know how anyone in that period of time, civilian, firefighter, could even function normally after that. But anyway, get back to Detroit.
No, let me explain something. You just reminded me about what I know about you. You've been taking on as we all now know, and you'll hear later in the show, the corrupt city apparatus that's bled you dry, fake contracts, for housing repairs that never show up. You fought them so much that you lost your job twice.
Yeah.
And I got to hang on to you. You got this whistleblower lawsuit. Yeah. And you come back and they're going for you. And a house is on fire on the southwest side. And a couple kids are caught up in there. One died, right? Mm-hmm. And the other one's going to die. And the ambulance service is so fucked up.
No EMS on scene.
That you can't wait. So Mike takes the kid, puts him in the squad.
Both of them.
One dies right there. You're giving the other one CPR, knowing if this kid dies,
they got me again.
They got me again because they're going to blame the child's death on me, and I'm trying to do everything I can to save him. And thankfully, you saved a kid's life.
Yeah, we saved him. Got him to Forest.
And Mike calling me up in tears that night, like,
No, not tears.
yeah, it was tears, dude. You were
Seriously?
quivering. You were not that you were like, I don't know, man. You
It was
you're scared. You're doing the right thing. The labor. Look, everybody thinks it's blues and hoses and white gloves, and do you know how these people labor?
It's the chances you take in the middle of the night that nobody sees. And then when you've got administration that says, Nevin's lucky one of those kids lived or we would have had his ass again. I've been on a rescue squad my entire career, and we call it, snatch and go. Yeah, we're doing better with EMS now, getting them on scene because of some of my union activity about having EMS respond to every incident.
Yes.
Automatic.
Yes.
In Detroit EMS, not the phonies. I'm not going to name any companies.
Sure, but keep the point.
My guys. Okay. So they're responding, and those medics are the best medics in the country.
And they're woefully underpaid.
Oh, totally. And their asses are beat on a daily basis. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But yeah, I mean, instead of them coming out and going, God damn, you guys did a hell of a job, it was like, well, we would have had his ass again if those kids would have died.
So I want to say this. We had a rash of drunk driving episodes in the fire department. They come out with the Kabuki Theater press conference saying it's post-traumatic stress disorder, COVID and everything. We're going to put some things in place to help these men and women mentally. And I'm still waiting on it. Marion, they don't have it.
I'm really shocked to hear.
Shocked.
Yeah. I wondered, is the IF, the International Firefighters Association, nothing from them?
Harold was great. He was
Harold was wonderful.
He was the best union president the IFF will ever have.
Yeah.
He was one of the baddest general. I mean, I loved him. And
no, I did too. I liked him a lot.
Edzo came into town. He's the new guy with a lot of, we're going to be there. The firefighters are going to answer the bell. All this smoking shit. And your mayor's a great guy. And he's going to, it almost made me want to puke. I got the union president. I got the international union president, Duggan. And the international president's got no knowledge of the fact that I've been fighting this guy on a health and wellness program and all this other stuff. And I got the new dope in there, Giggles, our local union guy that replaced me, sitting there, saying, our guys know if you're drinking, there's a no tolerance policy. And you're, wait a minute, dude. You know that guys are self-medicating out here. You know whether they're self-medicating or acting irrational or being pissed off or whatever. There's just nothing structured there for our guys there's no template. Now, they did at that point come out with we're going to interview firefighters. I interviewed about 300 firefighters to find out, what they could do and what they were feeling and experiencing. And the product of that project was, we have a drinking problem. Oh, okay.
But there was all the union did in New York before 9/11 was DWEs. So I mean, it's an incredibly stressful job, and that's the part that they're not addressing, and you're trying to. And it sounds like you're not getting.
I was not. No,
now, if I might,
they're on it now. I'm.
I don't know where it's at. Fucking A with the nonsense and the press conferences and the promises. This shit, we're so far behind, ladies and gentlemen. Most of the audience and the community that we're together is from Michigan. This is a freaking joke. I'm not even going to blame the commissioner's office or anything. Where is the bread? We're comeback city and it's not happening. You're not taking care of it. It's 20 years now. This is unacceptable with your stupid and empty promises, and nobody goes and challenges it. We put it on TV and that's it. If you want to look at post-traumatic stress and some fire brigades across North America, Vancouver, Toronto, New York, Detroit. There's a new movie out where you're going to see what Detroit's like. You're going to hear what PTSD's like. It's called Florian's Nights. Follows the North American firefighters who form a motorcycle club to cope with the crippling effects of PTSD. They speak the truth against the stigma of first responder mental health. Right now, it's got the twist. They start a biker club. There's a connection to the Hells Angels and shit goes haywire. But it's coming out September 10th in Detroit, Vancouver, New York, LA, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Chicago, Oklahoma City, and bunches more. It'll be at the Royal Oak Imagine Theater from September 10th through 16th. Pretty good flick. I got to see it. but you see these images. Detroit is like no other.
No.
I covered LA. I covered New York. I never seen any. I don't look.
Well, the difference is the guys that were riding their bikes. How about that? I thought it was kind of a giggler. All the Detroit guys, which we're called the Axemen in Detroit. Florian's Nice is a international.
Yeah, the bike clubs for the fire.
So we're the Axemen,
Yeah.
and our guys are no helmets, t-shirts. You look at these, and I'm not trying to down anybody. These other guys are wearing like full body suits, helmets, and shit. Detroit guys are crazy motherfuckers, man. And I gotta tell you something. I'm not blaming the mayor for not.
Yeah, I'll do that.
No, I want to do it because it's just the people. It's people. It's people you put in place that are supposed to put those programs in place that have institutional knowledge of what these departments are like to get to him, to convince him to put the money where it needs to go. He's a civilian. He doesn't get it. He sees the big fire truck, goes, well, you got a new rig. I got you that. Yes, sir, but.
Let me remind everybody what we're talking about here. It's 20-year anniversary. What we do? $4 trillion in Iraq. Mary, when I got here, after looking at New York and I get to Detroit, I really got this hard on for the Baghdad Fire Department. They had everything. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, we were jealous.
Yeah, like 21st century Jetson type rigs and the moon suits and everything. And I'd show up with Mike and he got holes in his boots, right? And there's no decontamination of anything.
No, they didn't even have turnout gear in New York until a couple of years before Dave got on the job.
We were the same way.
Wow.
And we've
Yeah.
come,
No, I know you were the same because Drennan died in a fire, and it was his widow that fought for turnout gear in New York. And I know Chicago didn't get it. Chicago and Detroit didn't get it till after. So it's pathetic. It's really, and how many guys have to die before they figure it out? I mean, do you guys have a counseling service unit in your?
I don't even know what that is.
Do you have?
Well, that's what you're saying, to be treated for PTSD.
We
a unit
very,
within.
We have a very
the fire
small. We have
department.
a very small group. That's the commissioner's doing the best he can with it by putting guys. It's getting better, but not much. I mean, it's not where it should be.
And if we
Mike,
could,
Mike, can I ask you this? Would it be the commissioner's responsibility to go to the administration to ask or demand that those resources be provided? Because we've been hearing this conversation for quite some time, not just within the Department of First Responders, but also the impact that it has on their engagement, especially with police officers, with people in the community. So it has a domino effect. It would seem that somebody at some point would want it resolved.
I think he does, and I know him personally in a very good way. But he needs support. He needs the union and people.
he needs the cash.
And
Look,
but
I got to make the point.
But you got to make the argument to get the cash.
Yeah, but we got the fucking cash. We got Biden bucks going everywhere.
So where do you put it?
We got $800 million coming here. Supposed to be for COVID relief and public safety. Flint, a bloodbath. They don't even got 100 cops, right? And they're going to take $50 million and invest it. You put the money in now while you have it, and let's see if it makes an effect. And if it has an effect, then we know what to do with the future money.
Well, most municipalities don't want to accept mental illness as an injury.
Yes.
Because then you're responsible for that injury, just like a
Right,
torn
the stigma
rotator.
too.
Yep.
And and then you've got the stigma, as you mentioned, of guys wanting to come out and say I'm this way or that. You don't want to be weak either. And then you don't want them to think that maybe you can't handle your job. There's a lot of dynamic in this, and that's why you surround yourself with people that can make that argument, get into the offices that need to be gotten into, and get the money. But if you don't have a good argument for it, you can't put something in play. You're not going to get anything. The mayor's not going to shovel them a bunch of money and go, here, go screw that up.
No, mayors hate the fire departments. Listen, who in the fire department just took his life?
Pat Burt was our last firefighter, Sergeant Burt. And before that, 8 months before that, little Steve Finn.
So let me do this.
Same
Finn,
battalion.
Burt, Fontana, everybody. Just a moment. Those are the doers.
We've got divorces and just
Yep.
It's just there's so much out there going on.
Well, there's the interesting thing. I'm on this. I'm very proud that a Strong Hearts Native helpline is asking us to get the word out. If you're hurting in your relationship and you want to talk, Strong Hearts Native helpline is here to listen. Strong Hearts is a free 24/7, confidential, and anonymous domestic, dating, and sexual violence helpline for Native Americans and Native Alaskans. And I spoke to them. It's beautiful. If anybody needs help, anybody. But
We don't have any
just
escort.
know your Native people care and that there's help. Okay? Connect with an advocate by calling or texting 1-8447-NATIVE. 1-8447-NATIVE, or by using the chat icon at strongheartshelpline.org. Okay?
That's great.
Okay, everybody. But particularly Native people. And if you got a hold of me last week, which is awesome. And this is great. I'm glad to be a part of that. That is my tribe. 3 of the directors are from my tribe, so it's close to me.
So they talk to you, but what if you need hospitalization?
They can help you.
Okay.
Right? I mean, how do
Point
you
you in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. You're not alone. Just everybody know you're not alone. These are weird times. But now I wanna make a shift. Well, I'm gonna make a phone call. I'm gonna see if I can get Eddie. I'd like to bring him in. My boy Eddie. So before that, being Byron Goggin, the director of photography for the No Bullshit News Hour. Yes, we're changed. Oh, by the way, fuck Facebook. Seriously, dude, they muting me because I'm smoking.
Yeah.
Because I'm smoking. People are advertising weed on Facebook, and I'm smoking.
Oh, are you in Facebook jail, Charlie?
Oh, fuck Facebook. Here, look, everybody. We are moving and developing and widening out. We're on like the real television, the uncensored one, which is called YouTube. So where do you find us on YouTube, Mark?
The Americans,
The Americans
with
with Charlie.
Charlie LeDuff. You might want to add that in. But
put
just,
Charlie. I got a little page, and it's the Americans with Charlie, and that's where this baby's going.
just click subscribe.
That's where all these videos are going. We got 100,000 subscribers there.
A lot of good stuff on there
We
too.
got 100 million clicks on that thing.
Hey,
I'm pretty good at
Spread
video.
out.
Oh, wait, no more Facebook Live?
No, we do it, but like everybody, we're going to go to 2 days a week this month. We're going to have to shift days. I think it's Thursday, not Friday. And no, hey, Facebook, you're a punk. What's it, Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
Zuckerberg, Mark
You're a
Zuckerberg.
punk. You're a freaking punk. Kick me off.
Oh,
Careful, they're
they will,
listening to
Charlie.
you.
Kick me off.
I know.
It ain't nothing but the truth here, man. We're trying
They're
to get shit
listening,
fixed.
they're watching. Careful.
We're
And
trying to
they're
get shit
listening.
fixed.
That's true.
I don't
Watching
care.
The interruption.
I don't
It's
care.
true.
I'm a millionaire, right? Mike
Yeah.
Mike looked me up on the internet. Mike goes, "You're worth $3.8 million." I'm like, I'm worth $3.8 million
I
fucking
did.
dollars.
Yeah.
$3.8
Did
million
you not know
dollars?
that, Charlie?
Who put that out there? Zuckerberg?
I was sitting with you. I was sitting with a millionaire.
$3.8 million. I'm like, why am I in a fucking basement then?
Lower level, Charlie.
Lower level.
Thank you.
And look at Marion. She's in a high rise or something. Where are you living now?
No, I moved upstate. I just sold my apartment in Brooklyn.
Oh,
So
upstate.
I moved upstate. to
Catskills?
near Rhinebeck.
Catskills?
No, Hudson Valley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Guys, look that up. That's probably the most beautiful. That's the best place to live in all of New York because you're close to the city, but you're in the valley of the Catskills. So the
Very
Adirondacks
pretty.
are beautiful, but you're in the middle of nowhere.
Right. And yeah, it's more, I think it's beautiful. I love it.
Are you dating?
I am. I have a boyfriend from up here that I met by accident because I was looking at houses up here and I didn't realize that it locates you. So I started, using my little dating app and I met a very sweet guy, a
dating
hiker.
app?
He's a hiker and he's got 4 kids and we're living together now. So that's been fun.
Oh, wait, hold on here now.
Hey.
Okay, so it's not like he's a stockbroker or, a doctor. He's a hiker.
He's a hiker.
And
Well,
we're
I mean,
living
he doesn't do
together
that for
in
a
my
living.
house, right? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, he lives in my house.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's a good deal for him.
Hey,
Yeah.
I think Mike, are you single?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Why are you hooking us up?
Yay!
Charlie,
I don't know. I think
Charlie's fine.
I'm not sure, but I think Mike thinks the Earth is flat. So
Well, we're gonna go there now.
is the Earth flat,
Oh
Mike?
no, you're gonna get in trouble now. Don't bring politics into it. That was-
Politics, it's science.
He knows the truth.
The truth is out there. Anyway, there's a lot of news going on. We got to give you the local news, and it's next week's news today. So all you squirrels and minions in the local media, get your cheat sheet out, get your notepad, because here's what's coming down the line. Let's roll it. Good afternoon.
I'm Charlie LeDuff of the No Bullshit News Hour. Today we bring you all of next week's local news today in 4 minutes. Byron, let's roll the clock. 2 more city council members on the way out. Feds raiding City Hall last week. Are there more? Speculation is the feds are cracking down on a towing and kickback scam caught on a wiretap of convicted briber Gasper Fiore. But there are other things on those tapes the feds are interested in, sources tell us. Stuff like weed permits, grow rooms for weed, and weed shops. And oh yeah, stolen cars. Also on those wiretaps are a who's who of local Detroit politicians. The current chief of police, the former chief of police, the Detroit mayor himself, and various county officials. Out of prison and enjoying a boozy afternoon last week, we reached Gasper Fiore by telephone, who told us that he thinks, quote, this thing's going up and out. And we'll be there. More scandal brewing in the Detroit Police Department. Lieutenant Willie Duncan was charged with the February rape of a female officer. He is also being investigated for the May rape of a female officer. And now this. No Bullshit News has learned that a third female officer told command staff that Duncan may have raped a fellow officer in 2018. That same officer told us that not only did DPD command staff not take a statement from her, but those commanders and Duncan himself all received promotions. This could go all the way to the top. We'll stay on it. And now for a little Jesus in your news. The Reverend Jim Holley will be stepping down as the senior pastor of the historic Little Rock Baptist Church after 50 years in the pulpit. Holley set to rest rumors that he will be replaced by disgraced former Detroit mayor and ex-con Kwame Kilpatrick. And I quote the Reverend, I counseled him when he got out of prison. I married him, but there was never, ever a thought that he would follow me. The finalists to replace Holley this March are said to be a guy from Mississippi and another guy from Jersey. I know. Jersey. And finally, 1 billion people in Louisiana are without power today as Hurricane Ida has made landfall. That's weird, because in Michigan we had 2 billion people without power last month when it rained a little itty bitty bit and nobody gave a shit about us sitting around a candle. Also not giving a shit were 2 power company executives who, instead of returning from vacation and getting back to their desk and getting our power turned back on, decided to post Facebook pictures of their glamorous getaways. Those pictures have since been removed. They and all the other bum fucking power executives should know one thing. I got my eyes on you. And now, a puppy. And that's the news in 4. And remember, if you can't sleep, watch the local news. If you want the news, subscribe to the No Bullshit News Hour. I'm Charlie LeDuff.
Charlie, where are you? That looks like an abandoned bathroom. What is that?
That is the executive washroom at CNN.
Oh, I see. Okay. Now it makes sense.
So that's the first one. We'll get better at that. Did you like that, Mike? Did you?
I thought that was great.
That was hilarious.
Puppies.
I want that puppy.
I've actually, when I was getting chastised as a union president for being mean to the people on Facebook, one day I just said, "Fuck it, puppies. Here, look, guys, a puppy."
See, you see what's wrong with you all? You, the people. Look,
he's mean.
Look, we got a widening corruption probe in Detroit. We've got a raper cop that was kind of let go, possibly, by ranking DPD officials. We have the Reverend Jim Holley, the most iconic church in Detroit, leaving after 50 years. We've got a power grid of third world proportions. And you guys are focused on the puppies?
Well, yeah, that's how it works.
That's why they do it, folks. That's why they do it.
They're cute.
And Charlie, don't forget, at some point, we got to talk about the census. I mean, our population is declining. This mayor said judge him on his ability to repopulate Detroit, and that is not happening. So add that to the list.
Yeah, well, we got, they got a lot to do.
I know.
Getting back to the movie Florian's Nights, Pan did 3 trips in Detroit, and they were so shocked at what they saw in the city of Detroit and the fires. They thought they'd be able to catch a fire. I remember the first night they were here, and they said, hey, we had a fire, and they said, oh my God, a fire, let's go, quick. Oh, a real fire? So I'm like, dude, this is the first one today.
Yeah, I noticed in the movie, right?
It's like,
I
it's all
noticed
Detroit.
in the movie, it is Toronto. They do a lot of dopers.
Medical, yeah.
Same in Vancouver. They do a lot of that. New York, they had to get the old footage from New York. You come to Detroit.
All the fire footage is recent.
You never seen such a thing as this place.
No, they came back 3 times. They were like, they had permission to come and ride and all that. I'd also like to say condolences to my wife's grandmother, Dorothy Leonard, who passed at 102. It was her best friend.
Wow.
And she just passed. She just had her birthday, and I just wanted to say it to my wife.
I'm glad. Wait, so this old lady listens to this program?
Yes. Are you kidding me? Yeah. She loved it. Yeah. And she just passed, and I just wanted to say something like that.
Listen here, man. Listen.
Sorry.
Speaking of 102 years old, Medicare is incredibly complicated.
Mhm.
If you're having trouble, you don't know if you can keep your doctor, who's paying for the prescriptions, part 1, part 2, you're not even on the internet. Look, you can call 888-970-2940 for your Medicare guide. They got professionals, licensed professionals, right? Okay, if you do use the internet, you go to yourmedicareguide.com. The help comes to you at no cost. They'll answer all your questions, and that's right, you won't pay a dime. Don't go alone. You're dealing with the federal government. Let MediGuide be your Medicare guide. Check them out today, yourmedicareguide.com, or Grandma, 888-970-2940.
Yeah, she listened because she's older. And
You got Eddie on the line.
He is on the line. Yep.
Yeah, I'm on the line. Give me just a few seconds. They're taking this IV out.
Oh, shit. Yeah, me and Eddie, man, in the beginning, me and Eddie cover Ground Zero. We were road dogs. This guy's a stud.
sick.
He's got a book called Main Street. It's an art book of photography.
This is the gentleman that you were talking about earlier.
This is my boy.
Oh wow, that's good.
Like you're my boy.
That's
like
awesome.
Marion's my girl and Karen's it's my boy.
Oh my God, that's good.
Hey Eddie.
I don't know. Yep. Yeah.
Is it out?
They're wrapping it up. Hold on.
Listen, are they going to give you a wank off too?
No, that's just a welcome. That's just the welcome mat. Welcome wagon.
They did. Eddie was telling me, like, he's in slow Kettering, right? A nurse takes him to the bathroom to wash his back and reaches around and gives him one. He's like, this is a nice place.
This is the serious discussion.
This is true, Karen. This is no bullshit. Right, Eddie?
Focus.
Wait. Right, Eddie?
I swear, yeah. No. First day, and then second night, nothing, and third night, nothing. But it was just the welcome wagon, you know.
Eddie's pressing the red emergency button all night long like with my nurse.
The welcome wank, not the welcome wagon.
You know,
That's right.
Eddie presses the button right in the middle of the night, and in walks a guy looking like Mike Knight, the orderly.
Wrong number. Yeah, sorry, wrong number.
Hey, how you feeling, bro?
Well, you know, I feel great. I'm totally asymptomatic, you know, and I have been since the beginning. And it's just my numbers that tell me that, you know, inside, you know, is what's going on is different from what I'm feeling outside. But you know, in 8 months, I haven't had a headache in 5 years. You know, I haven't had. I don't. All the stuff I'm supposed to be feeling, I'm not feeling, and so I can only consider that good. So you know,
good.
take what I can get. Yeah. You know, I'm finally getting out of here today. I'll be back in a couple of days, and then for a treatment, and then I'll be on these pills for a while, and then and then just pray for good weather. That's all.
I will,
There's
man.
not much else to do.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Well, you got the brain cancer?
Yeah, I got stage 4 brain cancer,
Oh, motherfucker.
and it's from I mean, there's no other. I'm involved in the lawsuit with. Technically it's not a lawsuit, but the action against the federal government, ponied up like $5 billion for the medical relief for people came down with conditions like mine, and
from ground zero.
From ground zero.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. I remember me and you, many, everybody's wearing those breathers and shit, and you and I were just puffing on cigarettes like it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Breathe all that crap in, doorknobs, asbestos.
Right. I remember day 2, the 12th. It was like a dust storm down there.
Yeah, fuck. Sure was.
It was like that for a while.
And remember?
Yeah.
Hey, Eddie,
remember? And we were told, that there's nothing in the air. What was the mayor of, who's the governor of New Jersey? Julie, who I'm talking about.
Christie. No, Christie. Oh, you're talking at the time.
She was saying the air is clear.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fine. And all the rescue workers were just, they're relieved and they were taking their masks on and off. But it was that was the news. That was what we were being told by people like her.
You know what ground zero smelled like?
Horrible.
A home in Detroit, 100-year-old home with the lead and the asbestos that's burned and then been put out with a fire hose. That's to me.
I couldn't. It's funny you brought that up. I couldn't describe it. It's something that sticks with me to this day. And we actually brought masks. We asked. They were running out of masks, so when we came to when we went, they said we need some masks. So we got all we could in the area. And I forget how many we brought, but we weren't wearing them.
You know what they gave us? Remember at the New York Times, Eddie, there was a table laid out like week 2, and it was the COVID masks.
Yeah, that's what I wore.
Well, that's all you could get your hands on. Everything was gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it was gone.
So Eddie, look, man, are you dying?
Don't know. Split decision. But the news is generally good. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say that the evidence is that I'm. My numbers are good, but the therapy is. I have tumors. Some are larger than they were. Some are smaller.
Did you get radiation this week?
Hold on. Correction. What?
Ed?
They're minimally bigger, but they're not. No, but you can't. I'm being honest here.
Oh, his wife's yelling. His wife doesn't want to tell the truth.
Right.
Fuck you. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen. Did they zap your brain this week?
Last night.
They did. Did they hit your brain cell? It's a joke. It's a joke. It's my friend. You're one brain cell, Ed.
Right.
Yeah, nut.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You ran that one by me. Yes. Yeah,
I know you forgot.
But I forgot it. So
okay, let me do this. I got it. Listen, you're the baddest motherfucker with the camera I ever met. You're one of the titans of photography. There's no doubt about it. Tell them this is the kind of guy Eddie is. Eddie got snatched in Serbia by the Serbs in the prison cell type of shit. And Ed, right? They're going through your stuff. And what happens?
Finds a harmonica, mine, in one of my side flaps of my bag.
They find his harmonica. And they look at this harmonica, and what do they say to you, Ed?
Well, the guy is I'm not in the cell. I mean, he's standing over me, and he takes the harp and he looks at it. He can't speak English, and he jabs me in the chest pretty hard. Bob Dylan, Bob Dylan. and I look away from the guy. This guy is like, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing pony. It's not the Dave Letterman show. I'm not doing dog and pony tricks for you. And so, not more time goes by, and they're asking me while one guy's going through the flaps, the other guy's going through all my notes, and he's asking, Kosovo. What's he's the one guy that speaks English. He's like, he's half my size, and I'm not that big, and he goes, Kosovo, what Kosovo? And I said, what do you mean? He goes, Kosovo, and he's looking at these photo receipts that I got. And I said, this is the stuff I bought here. It's like, I'm not in Kosovo. I haven't been to Kosovo. He thinks I'm a spy from Kosovo. And I'm in Kosovo. And so we go back and forth. And then the other guy finds, this is just going on and off. And then the big goon, finds another harp in one of my, I think it was my waist pack. He finally got to my waist pack towards the end of this whole thing. I'm there for about 3 hours. And he takes the second, my other harp, and he says, and he does the same thing. And he's like surprised to have another one. And he takes the harp and he jabs me in the chest again. And he goes, Bob Dylan. And I go, and I look away, turn away from this guy again. And then then the boss man looks at me like, no. It's like, you tried that last time. And so he hands me the harp. And it's like, I literally have guns on me. And it's like, what do? You run it. There's nothing, play the harp, that's the only way. I don't know what to do at this point. What am I going to do? Argue with the guy? I don't speak the language. So I just take the harp and then I just knock it on my, it's a mannerism. I just knock it on my palm, knock out any stray remnants of, tobacco pieces. So it doesn't go flat, in the middle of, in the middle of playing. And I just blew it, man. I didn't blew it. I blew that harp, and I just played. I danced. I just whooped. I just gave him the loudest, craziest, take on Mr. Tambourine Man that I could just, think up in a couple of seconds to think. I don't know what to play.
So you were playing for your life.
Yeah.
I was playing for my life. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Now that harp of yours, man, I seen him do that in a Harlem nightclub. I seen him do it at Hell's Angels headquarters in Ventura, California. He's the oddest dude to hang out with. Look, here's the thing, Ed.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You got to remain positive. And let me tell you about remaining positive, okay? There's this guy. I don't know who the fuck he is. I met him at a bar during Dream Cruise a couple weeks ago. And he got a shirt on called Mr. Positive. And apparently, I don't know, he calls into radio stations and gives these positive little messages, right?
Uh-huh.
Positive minute with Mr. Positive. And he keeps sending me stuff, hoping he can get on this program. And I don't get back to him. And he starts getting a little bit negative.
Yeah.
He getting a little scratchy, this Mr. Positive, right? So I said, all right, send me something, bro. And he sent it. And Marion's wondering, is he single? And I think
only because you said Mr. Positive.
Here's Mr. Positive, Marion. You get not only a listen to Mr. Positive, you can get a good look at him. Let's roll the tape.
Yeah.
Warriors, when you look into the mirror, what do you see? A vision of all that your future can be. A chance to be famous, a chance to be rich. If fate takes your side, you'll fulfill every wish. But look very close at the reflection within. It's all up to you, so let your dreams begin.
There you go. Mr. Positive.
Mr. Positive.
That's a hard
Yeah.
pass from me. Thanks.
Well, let's prove. You feel any better, Ed?
No.
I feel I've been feeling positive the whole time, but yeah, that's just another shot. I'll take everyone I can get. Yeah.
There you go, Mr. Positive. We'll have him back. You know what we're gonna do?
Sound like a positive person.
We're gonna.
You asked me if I was dying, and I almost went there, and I said, "No, I'm not dying. You know, I'm not. I don't take that. I don't take that. I don't take that line. You know, I don't.
Yeah, I
don't
get
look
it.
for sympathy. I don't look for any sympathy. I'm not looking to.
You're my brother.
so-
You're my brother, and I'm asking, and that's how we are.
Yeah.
We're all dying.
Yeah, right. No.
Yeah, but that attitude will make you live longer. It will.
And better.
It will.
And
And
better.
better.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So if I might, we talked about all the work. Hey, Bud, I got to say this to you, Ed. I love you with all my heart, man.
Yeah, well, same here. Same here.
Wait a minute. Wait, whoa. I said, I love you with all my heart. And you're like, yeah, ditto. You
That's a brush off,
douchebag.
Charlie.
God.
That's what guys say when they
Cold
really don't like
stone
you.
leprechaun. What a cold man. Well, damn, Eddie. Well, that's okay. I wasn't looking for anything. Maybe a little something. We've been
Yeah,
through
well, we're that's how we got this far, so we're just sticking with what got us here, and
Sure.
we've been working bros since day one. I heard you were the guy you were the man, and everybody wanted to work with you, and you wouldn't work with anybody, and
Not just anybody.
and then not just anybody. Well, this is the beginning, because you were the new guy. I was there for 5 months, and but you were the kind of the star that they brought up from where? Detroit. I don't know where you came from. Anyway,
Another
yeah, I wanted to
planet.
work. I wanted to work with you, and we really, we did it that first day, and we did it every day afterwards.
I'm going to
it
say
was,
this. I was talking to my wife last night, looking back, like every generation got their moment, right? And that doesn't
Right.
mean anybody's irrelevant or whatever, but like you got your moment. Me and you, bro, like
Mhm.
that 5 years from 95 to like 2005.
We got our 5, yeah.
We got our 10, the turn of the millennium, a really
Right.
important moment in world history.
Right.
That was ours.
Mhm.
Fucking nailed that, bitch. I love you. Look, I want to get to this last piece here, so I want you
Yeah.
to just listen to it. This is one more big thing's going on in America. A lot of big things are going on. But tomorrow, the super unemployment ends. The $300 the feds are sending you is gone. And
Right.
and our reporter, comedian Detroit Red, yes, comedians were out of work. Now Red's freaking out because the check ain't going to come and he's got to get off his ass and go back to work, right?
Right.
So here's basically Red in a bathrobe out there panhandling jokes for $1. It's called Funny for Money. Let's roll
Last
that.
week for unemployment. Man, I hope I got a check.
Pause.
What?
Yeah.
I got to say this. As always, the Working Man Story is brought to you by the bricklayers, right, who invite you to join up. You get a signing bonus. You get fully paid health insurance. What's the signing bonus? $2,000?
About, yeah.
It's $2,000. Okay, you're gonna have a real pension plan, a real career. There's more work than they know what to do with. This is very popular. There's big response. If you're looking to work, the unemployment's run out. You go to bricklayers.org and click Join BAC. One more time, Bricklayers. That's spelled with a Y. Bricklayers.org and click Join BAC. Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers, local too. Working Red. Retool it. Go back.
It did. I
Okay,
did.
great. You're a professional.
Which
bro.
is great because the video thing failed. So you bought me some time. Thanks, bricklayers.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, right on, bricklayers.
So hopefully this works now.
All right.
Last week for unemployment. Man, I hope I got a check. What? Damn. Guess I got to go to try and make some money.
Funny for the money, for the tip, get a joke. Out of work comedian.
Funny for the money.
Can you contact Downtown Detroit Partnership?
Can I contact Downtown Detroit Partnership? Why? They ain't gonna call back.
Yeah, they will.
They will?
They email, actually.
They email at me? All right, I'm about to get me over here on a regular.
Yeah, they will pay you.
To come over here?
Yeah, they will pay you.
But well, I'm about to make that contact.
But you can't be in here without a permit.
Are you putting, wait a minute, hold on.
No soliciting of
I'm not soliciting anything though. I'm just
doing a joke.
No, that's the tip. That's not an obligation. That's just in case you want to. Funny for the money. Give a tip, get a joke. Get a tip, get a joke. I got the funny for the money.
Here you go.
Tip for a joke. Here we go. Here we go. It's showtime now. Oh, thank you. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Get to the other side.
No, he didn't want to wear a mask, so he's social distancing. Funny for the money. Wait a minute, my DUI is gone. You don't want me breaking in nobody's house or nothing, do you? Look,
we hiring though.
Look, I got something to
$16 an hour.
$16 an hour.
You can start. You gotta start somewhere.
I get to tell jokes for $16 an hour
all day long with a uniform on.
Oh no!
You walking.
Oh, I gotta walk and
yeah.
With the uniform. No. See, with jokes. With the jokes, I just stand with a microphone and I talk to people. I have to go back into my field to work. I can't be changing up the game. Funny for the money. Funny for the money. Out of work comedian. Out of work. How do you charter a private jet to Miami? Free joke here. How do you charter a private jet to Miami? Anybody? I don't know either. Call Governor Whitmore. She got the hookup. Funny for the money. Funny for the money. You gotta be crazy to be a comic, so I might as well get a jump on it. Clubs ain't back open, but I'm out here telling these jokes.
You gotta tell them out there.
Oh, I gotta tell them. So I really got to go. So I'm being put out of campus marshes.
Not so much as put out, just go that way. We got sponsors and stuff.
Well, now I gotta give you a joke. You done gave me a tip. My son, these kids way smarter than they used to be. Because they got a lot more technology and knowledge than we did. My son at the age of 6 showed me how smart he was. We walking down the street and see 2 dogs doing it across the street. So he say, Daddy, what them 2 dogs doing? Of course he too young for me to tell him the real, so I made up an answer. I say, son, the dog on top is a friend. And the dog on bottom is his boy helping him home. He done hurt himself. I think I done answered the question. My son looked me dead in the face and said, Daddy, ain't that just like a friend? Help him out, and he fuck you every time. Hey, thank y'all. This is what you call a slow walk to a fast exit. That's what you call that. I appreciate you. You keep doing your thing.
You too, sir.
All right, now. So where can I go right here?
As long as you're on the sidewalk, free property, right there.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Right here, okay. Right here. I'm back at it. Funny for the money. Bam. So I'm going to stand here for a minute. Funny for the money. Give a tip, get a joke. No? I guess people just don't like to laugh like they used to. An out-of-work comedian ain't as valued as I thought we was. Give a damn. At this rate, look like I'm gonna be telling jokes from a box for real.
Hey, Byron.
Yo.
That was shot by Red's wife, Wifey Poo.
She did a great job.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do? We get a little tutorial like on the sound, right?
Yeah.
And then get him a camera instead of the cell phone.
I think it'll work.
I think they got something there.
There are no people downtown,
Good
Charlie.
team.
Who is he going to ask for $1?
He got $3, Karen, which is more than showed up in the box.
I was trying to do the math. All he has to do is tell 16 jokes. He's $16 an hour.
Or he could have picked up the pennies from last week and he still would have been ahead of the game.
That too.
That would be working, wouldn't it? Listen, before I forget, Red is putting on a comedy concert. It's called the I Should Be Famous Sweeties Day Comedy Concert, October 16th at the Historical Senate Theater, starring Tony Roney, Simple Chanel, Frankie G, and filming his first stand-up comedy special is comedian Detroit Red. Hopefully it ain't on a cell phone. Show starts at 8. That's at 6424 Michigan Avenue in Detroit. Tickets are $40 a person. Limited 2-for-1 specials available. For tickets and show info, call 313-740-6533 or go to whynotaTicket.com. He's so clever, it's spelled letter Y, notaticket.com. So don't actually spell it. It's whynotaTicket.com.
It's phonetically.
Yeah,
The phonetic spell.
it's red.
Okay.
All right, listen. Let me just say, I love you, Marion. Have a fantastic week. I know it'll be hard, but, thank you to all the vets. Your service does matter to very many of us. Mike.
Hi.
All your people.
God bless
everybody in public safety.
May the good Lord keep us safe.
Happy Labor Day.
Thank you.
Karen, love you as well. Your office looks great.
It's in progress. I'm cleaning it up for you, Charlie. Cell block D is on the come up.
Yeah, that cork board's a little out of place.
Hey, I like it. I'm fixing it though. One thing at a time. I had to paint and all that stuff. So just wait.
I mean, how much effort does it take to move a cork board? It's really not.
But I like my stuff. I have my note here from Charlie LeDuff. I keep it right here. It says, "I'm happy to be your friend." I have to look at that almost every day.
Oh.
I appreciate that. These are things that are special to me.
I'm a creep.
Aesthetics aside.
Hey, Eddie, I love you, dude. I'll call you this weekend, okay?
Yeah, thanks for doing this, and letting me talk to some other people and you and about stuff. But there's my song.
Yeah, let's leave that for Eddie. We're thinking of you, babe.
Thanks, bro. Talk to you.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you. Though I know that evening's empire has returned into sand, vanished from my hand, left me blindly here to stand, but still not sleeping. My weariness amazes me, I am branded on my feet. I have no one to meet, and the ancient empty streets too dead for dreaming. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy, and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you. Take me on a trip upon your magic swirling ship. My senses have been stripped, my hands can't feel to grip, my toes too numb to step. Wait only for my boot heels to be wandering. I'm ready to go anywhere, I'm ready for to fade into my own parade. Cast your dance and spill my way, I promise to go under it. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy, and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In a jingle jangle morning, I come following you. Though you might hear laughing, spinning, swinging madly across the sun, it's not aimed at anyone, it's just escaping on the run. And but for the sky, there are no fences facing. And if you hear vague traces of skipping reels of rhyme to your tambourine in time, it's just a ragged clown behind. I wouldn't pay it any mind. It's just a shadow you're seeing that he's chasing. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy, and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I come following you. take me disappearing through the smoke rings of my mind, down the foggy ruins of time, far past the frozen leaves, the haunted, frightened trees, out to the windy beach, far from the twisted reach of crazy sorrow. Yes, to dance beneath the diamond sky with one hand waving free, silhouetted by the sea, circled by the circus sands, with all memory and fate driven deep beneath the waves. Let me forget about today until tomorrow. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I come following you.